Media convergence is not a concept that is exclusive to the 21st century. There's always been an intricate and close connection between various media forms, especially film and video games. So how has the convergence of film and video games influenced the industry? Game developers have long drawn inspiration from films when producing video games, with some companies even producing video games based on films, such as Alien, developed by Fox Video Games back in 1982 for the Atari 2600. However, it hasn't been since recent years where the narrative of a video game has become one of its most important aspects. Whereas earlier developed video games seemed to focus more on gameplay, such as strategy and first-person shooters, modern games tend to focus on creating a cinematic experience for players, emphasizing the convergence between film and video games. The Last of Us, developed by Naughty Dog, is a video game that has been highly acclaimed by both critics and gamers on its gripping survival horror narrative. The use of frequent cutscenes creates a cinematic effect on the game and allows players to create an emotional connection with its characters on screen. The story-driven game proves to be a success through the portrayal of its characters, Joel and Ellie, who throughout the game become more emotionally vulnerable and adhere to the audience's desire for realism. The convergence between film and video games is evident in The Last of Us, as its narrative and cinematic style is essentially what keeps the game progressing. In modern times, interactivity has proven to be a successful aspect in video games. As gamers crave immersive interactive narrative experiences, games with these features have proven to be popular. The role of narrative thus changes in these situations, as players are given the opportunity to alter and adapt the game to suit their own style of gameplay. Video games in this genre always tend to be more story-driven, allowing it to be more cinematic and film-like. Telltale Games is a company famous for their video games which have a narrative-directed approach. Their games, such as Tales from the Borderlands and The Walking Dead, feature interactivity as the player is made to make quick decisions which impact future storylines in the game. This interactivity illustrates how the role of narrative has changed, as players are able to personalize their gameplay by selecting actions that change the fictional world. Interactive video games highlight the convergence between film and video games, as they focus more on producing rich storylines and characters than creating action-packed sequences. Advancements in technology have permitted video games to become more realistic in modern society. Video games which were developed in the early 1980s were often two-dimensional and did not focus on the plot. As both motion capture and computer-generated imagery are frequently used in the film industry, game developers are able to produce cinematic content which have a sense of realism to them. Naughty Dog's Uncharted 4 uses both of these technologies to produce a game which is rich in narrative. Motion capture is used to create lifelike animations for the characters in-game, allowing them to move around and interact with objects more naturally. The use of CGI also heavily improved the game's graphics, enabling the construction of realistic locations and environments. Advancements in technology have also contributed to the production of real-time cutscenes, which help incorporate narrative into the gameplay, as it made the transition between cutscene and gameplay seamless. The convergence between film and video games is evident through Nathan Drake's adventures in Uncharted 4, as modern technology has been a catalyst in allowing games to be more cinematic. The concepts of narratology, interactivity, and the advancements of modern technology have further enhanced video games to become more cinematic and engaging for players. The mainstream success of such assertively story-driven games emphasizes the positive impacts on the narrative created by the convergence of film and video games.